he can latch on somewhere. I can tell you a program that could probably use Mac Jones right now. Speaking of the state of Louisiana, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Barry, it's interesting that you noticed that too. I don't know if it's just this time of year. I don't know. Who knows? Is the media biased? I'm ready to hear some of that because there are a lot of articles about Ty Simpson being named the starting quarterback at Alabama. Did we not already know that? Did we not already get a pretty good feel? I mean, DeBoer, Grubb, they both said, well, if we played tomorrow, he'd be our starter. I mean, there's a lot of articles about Ty Simpson.
There is, to the exclusion of everything else.
What I want to be reading today? Is there more arrests? Is there some more arrest reports we could read about? Obviously not. So what are you going to do? Write stories about Alabama starting quarterback.
Yeah. So
that's what you got. Now, I do have another little something. I'm going to bring it up at the next after the next break that I was a little curious about. Speaking of quarterbacks, speaking of offense, speaking of plays, things of that nature. But I'll save that for a moment. But I was with some people last night, Barry, and I tell you, the giddiness is just overwhelming. It's just at a boiling point. What's that word? Hyperboil? Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
We know it's not pronounced hyperboil, but it is on this show.
It is on this show, which means when the hype is just at a level you've never seen before, it's boiling over. That's hyperboil. That's part of the John and Barry glossary. Anyway, I've been saying it for about a week or so. I got to see it to believe it. I'm hearing too much. I got to see it to believe it. I can say that to people. They don't want to hear that. They are giddy. And my first question is, well, what's different than 9 months ago? Number 4 is gone. He ain't there anymore. Whoa. You're telling me Alabama is going to be a possible national championship contender because Jalen Milroe's not there anymore?
You got to do, the line of thinking is that, heck, Peyton Manning had a great career at Tennessee, but they didn't win a natty.
Yeah.
Until T. Martin the next year. Is that addition by subtraction?
Uh-huh.
Is, maybe that's what it is. Coming up on the show a little bit later on, it's Phil Kornblut from the North Carolina Radio Network on our tour of the SEC. Also, C.J. Duncan, Yellowhammer News. Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, as well. We are underway, and it's the Wednesday show. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Spring into savings at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, America's best-selling truck, the F-150. You can get every new 2024 at 2.9% APR for 72 months. How about an F-150 Lightning up to $15,000 off plus 0% for 75 months? The ever-popular Ford Bronco Sport as low as $25,990. The Ford Explorer, it started the SUV craze. An all-wheel drive with leather as low as $33,990. That's up to $8,000 off. $15,000 off Ford Expeditions. And what about the Ford Mustang? Starting as low as $29,990. And the all-new Ford Mavericks starting as low as $23,990 and no payment for 90 days. And don't forget about Stivers Ford's mobile service. Get serviced at your home or work anywhere near the river region. It's all at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/. All righty, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us. About 16 minutes past the hour. Phil Kornblut from Sports Talk South Carolina scheduled to join us here at the bottom of this hour as we continue our tour around the SEC. We've been making a lot of stops, and we'll continue to do that as we make our way around, checking in on every team around the league. Now, we check in on Auburn and Alabama just about every day.
Yep.
We need to check in on everybody else and see what's going on out there. See if everybody else is as giddy as some fan bases here in the state of Alabama. And I know Auburn fans are feeling a little better about things, but I don't know what it is about Bama fans, Barry. They are just, they are sky high ready to go.
Let's see. Report. This is from Uncle Jake.
Uncle Jake.
At TighterInsider.com. Report. Castellanos incredibly inconsistent. With the link provided, Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos, who guaranteed a win over Alabama for the Seminoles. This is a link from Uncle Jake. Underneath, Bama Forever says this is shaping up to be a humbling experience for FSU. This and that. Man, I'm just telling you, even if it's a win, 20-17, 17-10, boy, that ain't going to cut it. I don't feel as strongly about it as John does. I think Alabama's going to be really good, but golly, for some of you out there, just all of this, don't
I don't want to rain on the parade.
Wait and see and look at the team, and then or is now the time to? Oh, we're the best. We're headed for number 20. This is going to be, yet another year where the earth spins on its axis correctly. Don't you want to just watch the games a little bit?
Yeah, I would think so. There again, I don't want to rain on the parade. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. But I think I've seen this movie before. And I know Alabama's had an incredible run of opening game victories and neutral site wins and all that type stuff. And I fully expect Alabama to win this game. I just want to see how they go about doing it. I fully expect them to win it. I thought they'd win in Norman and in Nashville last year too as double-digit favorites. But that was then. This is now. A different feel, whole different just mojo in Tuscaloosa, if you will. Everybody's on the same page. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of stock in Ryan Grubbs being back running the offense.
Yep.
What's that say about last year? Jalen Milroe's no longer there, which, say what you will, but I think that's a plus for this team overall. But is the running game going to be any better? Yeah, Jan Miller had a good scrimmage on Saturday, but the running game was non-existent last year. I mean, if it wasn't Milroe, was the running game. So who's stepping up there? Is there going to be a 1,000-yard rusher? I don't believe so. I think it's going to be running back by committee, if you will. A lot of people are going to get some touches. Is the offensive line going to be better? I'm hearing it is. Is the middle linebacker position solid? I think there's some debate there. It's a grow, and there again, I think they're going to grow, and should they need to be ready by the time they go to Athens? No doubt. And they got several good tests before they get to that point in the season.
Jim Miller had a good scrimmage. Is that major building point? I mean, is it a good scrimmage? Is it like good? Is it like Derrick Henry good? Or is it like Kenyon Drake good? Or is it like, any of those guys? Is it Mark Ingram good? Or is it Harry Grant good?
Yeah.
Or is it who? Hey, good scrimmage. I respect that. I like that.
And somebody sent me a picture of Jam Miller. I mean, this guy's cut. I mean, he's got arms that, woo.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about muscular, gee whiz, this guy's been hitting the weight room. But, there again, I don't want to be Debbie Downer. And JJ says, the D's going to be good. I hear you. I'm hearing that over in Atlanta. JJ, thanks for checking in today. No, Troy, I was not running late. JJ, Alabama defense needs to stop the run. It was a problem last year. Yeah, I'm with you. The middle linebacker position? Who's going to plug that gap there, JJ? I'm with you. But again, I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy, Barry. You know me. I'm the guy to spread sunshine and joy.
Maybe you need to spread it a little bit more on the plains.
Well, that's what I was about to get to.
From last week.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. What's today? Yeah. From yesterday, Auburn scrimmage going on over the weekend. The first 2 weeks of fall camp is just about over. Auburn quarterbacks coach. Anybody? Kent Austin.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading.
Kent Austin was talking about scrimmage, during the 11-11 scrimmage period. Jackson Arnold obviously took first team reps, followed by Ashton Daniels, and then true freshman Deuce Knight. Kent he's been at it a long time. Used to quarterback Ole Miss. I remember when he was playing. Used to play in like the USFL or WFL or something. Anyway, he said, obviously we will game plan more specifically, right, for Baylor, but I think the quarterbacks at this stage are handling the offense pretty well. They're making pretty quick decisions, getting the ball out of their hands. Got good skill.
Good skill.
Which is helping.
Nothing about the special teams, is it? That's a red flag.
But you've got to. He's got to get a little sunshine pumping going. The Auburn fan base the quarterbacks are handling the offense pretty well. Pretty quick decisions. Good skill. Come on, Kent.
You know what
Tuberville used to say? You got to sell this thing. Oh my gosh.
That's like, hey man, you want to go out with my girlfriend's roommate? She's pretty cute.
Yeah. She's nice. She really, great personality.
Yeah.
You've got to sell the heck out of it. I think almost all of the tickets are sold. But you still maybe got a couple. You've got recruits out there. Quarterbacks are handling it pretty well. Pretty well, man. Come on. Take a note out of Longshore's book.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to sell it. Yeah.
Sell.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're fudging a little bit, but you got to sell it. And then once you sell it, you got to shut up. Once you, I'm in, I'll buy it. Okay, boom. Then move on. Somebody sent me this yesterday, Barry, and I thought the responses were really good. I'll admit, this came from the River Region Straw VIP text line. There's an individual named Justin Hokinson. I think he follows Auburn.
Yeah, he's got a website, part of a website.
He posted something about Derek Nix and Kent Austin. Said he spoke with him. And he said, Nix handles first down strategy play calling. Austin handles third down strategy play calling. And as Nick said a few frees, head coach has the authority to overrule anything we say or do. Now, wasn't that a problem last year about who's calling what play and who's doing this and who's doing that? To me, you got to have one guy calling the plays. That seems very confusing, not only to the players, but to the coaches. And what do I do here? What's going on here? Is the coach going to override me? What's happening? But
I think there was a problem the year before that. No, the year before that. Yeah. No. I think it was actually during the Malzahn years and years. And before that,
I don't understand that strategy. Now, the comments, the post after that, I guess subscribers throwing in their 2 cents. Auburn ranked in the bottom half of FBS in first down offense last year. Barry, I didn't even know there was a stat for first down offense. But Freeze doesn't think
Thank
anything needed
you,
to be changed
text
on
line.
that side.
Well,
Is that normal? I mean, hey, man, you're calling first downs. You're calling third. My first question is, well, who's calling second down?
yeah.
Who decides if they're punting on fourth down?
It's suspect. It's all suspect.
Yeah.
This reporter thinks that there's bacon burning. There's smoke coming out of the kitchen.
I didn't dig this up on my own, which is no shock to everybody, I'm sure. I do want to thank the VIP River Region Straw text hotline for providing information.
Plenty of content. And also Great Pine Straw. Call Kenny at 669-59.
That way, Kenny didn't send it to me. It was just
but that text line, that text line has always been sponsored by Kenny, at least, even if he's not on it. By the way, reports this morning, there is a slowdown, a lane closure on Hackberry east of town in Tuscaloosa. And that's Jalen Milroe's fault, too. If you woke up this morning with bad breath, dang that Jalen Milroe. If all of a sudden your stock folio took a little downturn, that's bound to be Jalen Milroe's fault too. You know, we hear from John Dent. He says, perhaps Milroe is why, other than him, the Alabama running game was lacking last year.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, Jalen Milroe was the running
everything game. He's a great kid.
Yeah.
He's a grown man.
Yeah.
Great kid, but geez, is everything his fault?
I will say this, Barry. If I'm not mistaken, he had a really good game last week to cover for the Phantom. He went 6 of 10, played the entire second half for the Seahawks.
He is trending upwards.
Trending upwards.
He's all right. Yeah.
But look, I'm just talking about his play on the field, and it is ingrained in my brain that total lack of effort in Norman, Oklahoma, in trying to tackle somebody that he had thrown the football directly to, and the guy runs it back. That'll never, whether it's a great run in Baton Rouge, he had multiple great runs in Baton Rouge. Now
he sure did. He played well.
But I'll just, I know what you're saying. Hey, he had a great game. You can't just look at that wart. Yeah, I'm looking at the wart.
John's a wart looker.
Yeah.
John will find the warts.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that guy over there on the other side, over there in the press row down there, over there on the side. Look at his earlobe. What? Man, he's got a wart on his.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to be so, and it's that time of year, Barry. Once we get into the season and we're breaking down what we saw on Saturday, but it's a long 9 months between the last game and the first game of the next season. And I will tell you, I'm anxious. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not so much of a, hey, man, this is what I saw. This is what I heard. Everybody's giddy. But the Monday after the first game, that's when it all hits the fan. Man, I was dead wrong. Man, I was dead right. Told you. This team's unbelievable. So
and that's what that's what to me is fun, is recapping the games rather than prognosticating. Oh, they'll cover the 5.5 easy. That kind of stuff. What I like is to hear John say, what went wrong?
What went wrong?
For anybody. I mean, what are, like I said before, this week, not the opening weekend, the Labor Day weekend, the true opening weekend, not the week 0, has got some terrific games going on. So
correct.
Where are the warts? Where are the pitfalls? That's what I like looking at.
Well, Barry, you know me. On Mondays,
on opening weekend,
I always have a notepad full of stuff that I jotted down, particularly about one team, and you're rolling your eyes. Are you kidding me? They won by 4 touchdowns. I know, Barry, but this is what I saw.
Yep.
All right. When we come back, our man Phil Kornblut, he's with Sports Talk South Carolina. We're going to talk about the Gamecocks. I'm high on South Carolina this year.
Boy, is he.
I'm also high on Clemson, too, and he'll talk to us about both those programs when we return.
It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Extra, extra. The referral perks just doubled at Dixie. Now through November 30th, get $50 for you and $50 off for your friend when you refer them to Dixie. That's a $100 value. Current Dixie customers get 10% off any repair just for being loyal. Dixie Cares Plan members get an unbeatable 20% off. Plus, you can finance anything over $250. Double the rewards, double the savings.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Get some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the River region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the River region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Barry, I want to welcome back our good friends at Jim Massey Cleaners, back here with us on Longshore and McKnight, of course, sponsoring Lee Sterling throughout the season, which will start in about a week. Lee will join us, I believe, in a week or so. We'll double check that, but so glad to have them back. Also, Barry, our good friends at Prattville Carpet, Ray Bowles and that great staff for all of your flooring needs. Carpet, hardwood, vinyl, ceramic tile, you name it, they can do it. They're on Cobbs Ford Road next to Stiver CDJR. For all of your flooring needs, it is Prattville Carpet. Go by and see them today.
Love those guys.
Oh, they're fantastic. You better believe it. Hey, when we're continuing our tour around the SEC before the season gets started up, and if we want to know about what's going on with the Gamecocks of South Carolina, our man Phil Kornblut of Sports Talk South Carolina joins us, and we've got him on today. Phil, hope you're doing well. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. How's everything in Bama?
Well, it's good right here. What about in the Palmetto State? We were talking last week about the premiere, Phil, of the Netflix series on Any Given Saturday, and the first feature had a lot to do with South Carolina. A lot of game tape with Lenora Sellers, a lot of stuff with Shane Beamer, and I was impressed. I mean, are they on the cusp here to make this thing last, to get this thing really to the next level? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's really possible. I think you got a guy in Shane Beamer who is totally dedicated to what he's doing at South Carolina. Now, I'm not saying that's any different from any other coach, but Shane just has a knack about him. I compared him when he came to South Carolina and the way he was doing things to what Dabo Swinney was doing at Clemson, which was when Dabo Swinney took over at Clemson, which was just praise, and hype, and just build everything up and make everything as positive as possible, even when it wasn't positive. And people have followed him along that line, just like they did with Dabo Swinney. Just like with Dabo Swinney, it took a few years for it to really take effect and to make that big turn. It didn't all start off great at Clemson for Swinney. He was at one time he thought he was on the verge of getting fired. And that hasn't happened with Beamer. He's had only one really poor season. And so the expectations now nationally and in his own backyard are high. Why is that? Well, they won 9 games last year, and the teams they beat, some of them last year, of course, a very impressive list. And he's got the quarterback returning that a lot of people believe is the best quarterback in the country, a Heisman Trophy candidate. They took some significant losses, especially on defense, But using the portal and through some good high school recruiting, they feel like they've got players ready to plug in to replace. So optimism around that camp is extraordinarily high. And, a lot of people thought the Gamecocks should have been in the playoffs last year. And there are people now who are pegging them to be in the playoffs this year, which, if they were to do something like that on top of what they did last year, on top of what they've done in 3 of the previous 4 seasons, would give this South Carolina regime under Shane Beamer a very nice start. He's still a young guy.
Yeah.
Very nice start to his run at South Carolina. And I fully believe that he's here for his career, barring something happening in terms of administration and any kind of a breakdown there. He doesn't appear to be one of those coaches who is using South Carolina as a stepping stone to somewhere else. Of course, very few coaches have used South Carolina as a stepping stone. As a matter of fact, in recent history, I don't think any coach has gone from South Carolina to another job. All been fired, either fired or passed away. So he might be one who has that potential, but I don't think that's something he's looking to do. I mean, he's got a young family. They love it in Columbia. When you win, of course, the fan base puts the arms around you. That's kind of where they are right now. They're loving everything. And there's no reason, when you look at this team, despite some of the losses of personnel, there's no reason to think South Carolina could not be in every one of the games where you would say, they're going to have a hard time. They're underdogs. But, I mean, I really think this could be a 9-win campaign for them.
Yeah, and I think one of the big differences, Phil, I'm a big eye test guy. And to me, South Carolina has really passed the eye test the last season in particular. They're faster, they're stronger, they're bigger, they're competitive with some of the bigger teams. I saw them in Tuscaloosa last year, a game they should have won. So you can certainly see how this program has been building up to where they are today. It's taken some time, but it looks to be paying off.
Yeah. They went on, of course, and they destroyed Oklahoma on the road. And they beat A&M, they beat Missouri at home, they beat Clemson up there at the very end. So, they did not play great in the bowl game against Illinois. So, but there are some questions about this team, and if they're not properly answered, then it could be a problem. For example, they're still waiting on a decision from the NCAA on who was supposed to be their top running back, Rasul Faison. Now, Shane Beamer said yesterday that he is expecting some positive news on that soon. So this has been a ridiculous episode. Why the NCAA, with all the information provided to them, cannot render a decision so this can move on is a head scratcher. But anyway, it is what it is. They've got 2 starters back on their offensive line, 2 primary starters, both of their tackles. The interior will be probably new. The center's coming from Troy.
Yes, he is. And he is a terrific kid. Great kid, Boaz Stanley.
Yeah, he looks good. We had him at a press conference the other day. He's a good, very polite kid. He's polite.
He's got 11 brothers and sisters, so he's bound to have to exert his will now and again.
And the funny thing is, the day of his press conference with us was his birthday, and he was just turning 21.
Yeah.
So we said, "Hey man, you going out to party tonight?" He goes, no, man. No. Not doing anything like that. So they got to replace the interior 3, and they've got him. They've got a couple of guys who've been playing, returning. They also took some transfers they can work out there.
Yep.
Running back situation, I told you about Faison, but they got Oscar Attaway, who played last year as a transfer, so he's the most veteran of the returning group. They took a transfer from Colorado. Got a couple of high school guys. Receiver room looks good. Beamer said his receiving room looks to be the best that he's had at South Carolina. So Nick Harbor, about him. He's fully dedicated to football after being a track star. So you put his size at about 6'5", with his speed, he said he hit 24 miles an hour in camp.
It's unbelievable.
And his hands are better. His route running is better. So he could be the go-to guy there. Defensively is where they really took a hit. So many of their guys now are in NFL camps. That's how good they were on defense last year, as you saw. So they've got to replace the interior 2. They've got to replace the best defensive end in the country last year. They do have Dylan Stewart back, and everybody, of course, is high on him, and he is a freak of an athlete. He looks great. new linebackers, but they like the guys that they've got. That they're fast. They think they've replaced that group, and then I think the secondary is one of the best in the SEC. They do lose Nick Emanwari to the NFL. That's a big safety back there, but everybody else returns, and so they should be really, really good at the in the secondary, all 5 spots. Brand new kickers, brand new holder, brand new snapper, everything new in special teams. So that's going to be a bit of a question mark going into the season. You may have a freshman handling the punting and place kicking. So that's why I do have to kind of hold my not go too overboard on this team, because you got to kind of see how some of these new people work out in these positions.
What is the feel about Mike Shula as offensive coordinator and the offense he runs and obviously tailors it around Lenoris Sellers?
Shane Beamer said yesterday at a press conference how much he likes Mike Shula, how much he respects him, how well they work together, how well he's fit into the program. So that's all positive.
Yeah.
And then I think, we haven't really, outside of the spring game a little bit, there's been no real viewing. We've had, he lets you come and watch 3 or 4 practices in the preseason. You get to watch about anywhere from 3 to 4 periods, sometimes 5 periods. So you don't get to see a whole lot. You get to see the quarterbacks throwing against air and some drills and stuff like that. But I mean, Lenoris is definitely bigger and stronger than he was last year. He's really worked in the weight room. He's the leader of the team. He leads by example, and not so much by words. He leads by example. So he is definitely looking more physical than he did last year. Mike Shula, one thing I think that has happened here in the offseason is he has worked with him on staying more in the pocket, staying longer in the pocket, holding the football longer against the rush, and then, trying to hit that big play down the field. This is kind of a delicate balance you have to have, because you don't want to take away his ability to run and that part of his game, and you don't want him to feel like he's got to stay in the pocket at the expense of giving up the running game. I don't think they're going to do that. I still think they're going to let him take off and run whenever necessary, but they do want him to stay in the pocket and complete the passing game as much as possible. I think he's going to have a great year.
I do too.
I think that the receiving core, as I said, is supposed to be, in the eyes of Beamer, the best he's had. I think he's got several go-to guys in that category. So I look for him throwing the football to have an excellent year. And again, you still have to respect his ability to take off and run through tackles and get extra yardage. And that inspires his team and lifts everybody up. So I just think that's a big positive across the board. I don't expect any drop-off. I think all the talk and the hype around him is for real.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you as well. I'm real high on Lenoris Sellers. The schedule, Phil, looks manageable. The first 5 out of the gate. Certainly a trip to Columbia, Missouri is always a really good game, could be of interest. But after that, there's an off week, and then there's a stretch at LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, and at Ole Miss. To me, that's the meat of the South Carolina schedule. And if they can get through some of those matchups, could be another really big year for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, just like last year, it's their same schedule as last year, except reversed, home and away.
Right.
So they knew this was coming. It's no big surprise. And, of course, they open up with Virginia Tech in Atlanta. They finish with Clemson in Columbia. It's always one of the most difficult schedules in the country, because you throw those games in and, you sandwich that with those SEC games, and it's extremely difficult. So, but they know this, and I mean, if you're going to be playing with the big boys, then you're going to have to win these games. And what was surprising about this team last year was they laid an egg at home against Ole Miss. Just played terribly. So then they had to go on the road. They'd almost beaten LSU. They had that tough loss against LSU, a game they should have won. Get embarrassed by Ole Miss. Then they go on the road. They're going to Alabama, and you think, oh boy, they're going to get hammered. And they almost pulled it out against Alabama. And when no loss can become a win. Excuse me. No loss can become a win. But I think that game, really turned them, despite it being a loss. Because then they go to Oklahoma and just embarrassed the Sooners.
Yes.
I mean, just embarrassed the Sooners.
Yeah.
And then After that, they eventually they beat Missouri, they beat Texas A&M. It just turned their season, and of course they went up and beat Clemson. So this team is with a guy like Lenore Sellers and some of the other leaders on this team, they weren't fazed by some of the things they faced last year. I will say that defensively, what held them together was a guy like Demetrius Knight, an older guy at linebacker, a guy like the couple of guys up front on the defensive line, older guys, Tonka Hemingway, some of the other guys up there. Oh, and Eman Worry on the back end. These older guys, they hold you together in those tight situations like that, especially on the road. Who's going to emerge and be those guys? But Dylan Stewart is a great player. He's a great player. I don't know what he's like in the locker room, but he doesn't say a whole lot, at least around the media. So is he going to be that verbal guy that leads you? Or is it going to be somebody else? It could be DQ Smith back there at safety. Could be Judge Collier, a veteran at corner who could do it. So they'll miss that factor that they had last year, that leadership group, especially on the defensive side, that when things got tough, kind of brought everything together. But I see no reason why, despite that schedule, I see no reason why this can't be a 9-win team minimum. 9-win minimum team. And then, if you're around that number, you're going to be, again, in the conversation. You're not going to be the automatic probably, but I see no reason why they won't be strongly in the conversation once again.
I think it's week 2. Troy goes to Clemson. After Clemson opens up against LSU. How legitimate is all the national title talk over there in Clemson?
Well, I hate to sound so rosy about the teams here in our state. That's usually the state of Alabama. But if you can get Hugh Freeze off the golf course, I guess Auburn.
Yeah.
See, I got no business saying that. That's not my.
No, that's great.
Hey, listen,
that's not my neighborhood.
I'm going to write that down. I like that. It's good.
It's not my neighborhood to do that. But anyway, yeah, again, I will say this. Clemson looks really, really good all across the board. I mean, they've got almost everybody back on offense. They added a transfer wide receiver in Tristan Smith, who's a 6'5" target for Cade Klubnik. Their running back situation, they moved Adam Randall from wide receiver to running back. He'll be one of the tallest running backs in the country. But they say he's taken to it and doing extremely well. So Dabo Swinney, who's never worried about anything, isn't worried about that. Offensive line is back intact. Defensive line pretty much back intact. T.J. Parker from over your way had a fantastic year last year. I think he had 11.5 sacks, a bunch of tackles for loss. They added a transfer at the other defensive end spot named Will Helt, who's going to be big time. Linebackers look really, really good, even though they lost their linebackers from last year. Sammy Brown returns. He played a lot last year. He'll be starting. Woodaz returns. He's a starter. One question mark back in the secondary at a safety spot where they're trying to fill a hole there. And they've had some injuries in the secondary in camp. One of their potential starting corners has been out for a while, Jaden Lucas. Khalil Barnes, a potential starting safety, has been out a little while with an ankle. A little bit of question mark there. Punting is a question mark going in. Place kicking is not. So they don't have many question marks. They look solid across the board. Everybody's hyped up. You see where they're ranked as high as number 4.
Yes.
I did throw a little cold soup on Clemson fans the other night by reminding them that, last year with pretty much the same team, you went 0-3 against the SEC, and you only averaged 14 points a game in those 3 games. So why should you feel better? Because they open up with LSU in Clemson. And so I'm like, why should you feel better about your chance to beat them this time around? Because you got pretty much the same squad. Have they improved that much? Are they going to play all that much better against LSU than they did against last year Georgia held them to 3 points.
Yes.
South Carolina held them to 14 points, and they did score 24 against Texas in the playoff, but they gave up 38.
Phil, I've used the term cold soup about a program here in this state before. Well, actually, many a time. And I'll give you one to use later on. Say like you just said, well, so the whole offensive line's coming back, and my response is usually, is that the good news or the bad news?
Yeah.
So you can use that one against Clemson if you want to before the season starts. Phil, man, we really appreciate your time. As always, a great breakdown of South Carolina, of Clemson. You're right. I think it's going to be a great season for both these squads. I'm high on both of them. I think Clemson could be in the national championship game. And like you, I think South Carolina's got a shot to be in Atlanta at the end of the season as well. So I know you're looking forward to a big year of football in the Palmetto State.
Well, for the Gamecocks, it could start in Atlanta against Virginia Tech and continue in Atlanta a couple of more times. Georgia's kind of done that trick before, I think. So I do apologize. Next time I won't look like I just came out of the yard. You guys are dressed up looking all all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I look like I just came out of the woods. So
you've added a touch of class despite that, Phil. Thank
no
you very
doubt
much.
About it.
Appreciate
hey, Phil, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Great talking to you.
You too as well.
Thank you.
You as well. Man, that's awesome. Phil Kornblut, he is he's a fixture there in South Carolina. Yep. He certainly knows the teams as well. We really appreciate that. Dennis Mitchell chiming in. He is pulling for Clemson to join the SEC. Ain't happening, Dennis. Hate to tell you. Not going to happen. We've already got too many teams like Clemson in the league already.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Man, I don't know what, but over this conversation with this guy in South Carolina, there have been 3 or 4 digs for some reason. One of them wasn't even him, but John certainly was willing to, hey, let me give you a couple of others. Hey, you may use this yourself. Passing notes along, for goodness sakes.
The cold soup. I wrote that one down. That's
got to throw some cold soup on them. Yeah. Well, coming up is CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News at the top of hour number 2. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. Okay, we're back at it a couple of minutes before the top of the hour. CJ Duncan at Yellowhammer News going to join us as he does each and every Wednesday. Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, at the bottom of hour number 2. The wife reminded me, Barry, she said, hey, you didn't tell him the whole story about our good friends at Prattville Carpet who are coming on board with us. We're looking forward to them being back on our program. The best flooring in the river region for your home, your office, your lake place, your hunting camp. Carpeting, hardwood, vinyl, ceramic tile, they've got it. So the little lady went to Tuscaloosa on Saturday. Number 3 child was moving into his house that he's sharing with 3 of his other fraternity brothers. But, you know, mom's got to come up there and get it kind of, you know, put together, if you will. Yeah. So they needed some carpeting for, I guess, one of their rooms, living room or something. So she got in touch with Ray, wanted some, said, you got any remnants up there we can use? I need like an 8x10. Ray said, sure, you better believe it. Got it for you. Took a picture, let her see it. Ray, that's perfect. Went up there Saturday. They put it in the car for her, loaded it up. She hit 82 out of Prattville. Boom. So convenient, so easy. If you're looking for a remnant, any type of flooring for a room at college, Auburn, Alabama, Troy, wherever it may be, Prattville Carpet can hook you up with not only that, but any type of flooring you may need for any project you have.
Super convenient. They're in Prattville, 2201 Cobbs Ford Road, right next to Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, or you can give them a call, 285-8117. Great to have Prattville Carpet with us.
Oh, yeah.
Again here with Longshore and McKnight. The family's growing.
Yes.
Of clients and sponsors here on this show. And
Theodis wants to know, we're going to have a daily interview with Ray. Ray said, I just don't want people to see my face. I went, Ray, they look at our face every day.
That's exactly right. It'd be an upgrade getting Ray's face on here.
No doubt. All right. So great stuff about South Carolina. We'll continue our tour around the league tomorrow and on Friday and ever how long it takes to get through all. Well, I say 14 teams. There's 16 teams in the league, but we talk about Auburn and Alabama every day. We have multiple Auburn and Alabama guests on during the week. So we'll get into that as well. Speaking of other guests, Barry, people have been asking. Let me look at my notes because I wrote them down here. All right, Friday, August the 22nd. That's a week from this Friday, I believe.
It is, yes.
Lee Sterling, presented by Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners, will start up on the 22nd in his normal 7:40 a.m. time slot. Also, Ralph Michaels from Vegas Insider will join us on the 22nd, a week from Friday, throughout the entire season.
Vegas Insider.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Yeah, my man, the Wager Talk. I'm sorry.
I was about
Wager Talk. Excuse me, Ralph. I'm sorry. Wager Talk. And then on Monday, the 25th of August, we will kick off our slot with Tom Luganbill, presented by our good friends at Riverbank, with locations throughout the River region. So Luganbill will join us as well throughout the season. So we're looking forward to all of those football season guests that our viewers and listeners have been accustomed to hearing and seeing.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
Love those guys. We're looking forward to getting some more of those guys on there and looking forward to continuing on. It's the thing about the tour around the SEC.
Yeah.
When we started it used to be 10. Now there's 16. So we've made new friends. We've talked about new places growing just like this program is growing. We're looking forward to getting all that done. We're looking forward to a visit with C.J. Duncan, Yellowhammer News, as we get caught up with the second hour looming next. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
All righty, here at the top of the second hour of Longshore and McKnight on this Wednesday. And as we always do, our man CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us here today on the program. Hey, CJ, hope you're doing well today.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing really well. Looking forward now. We're 10 days away from the start of college football, getting ready to go. And, man, you can kind of feel it right now. You, of course, did a really good job in your career of mixing the athlete side of and the student side of student athlete. Around here, first day of classes at a lot of the colleges in the state of Alabama are today. And that's when not only do you kind of change your practice schedule because of classes, but also, it's you end up losing a little bit of their focus on football necessarily. Was that ever difficult for you, that first day of classes, getting everything ready and still knowing you got work to do on the practice field?
You know what? It was, as you get older, you kind of get used to the routine of everything. You understand that is a requirement. You understand that they will have class checkers. There's no more going back to your dorm and taking a nap after practice. You kind of get in that routine, and after a while, you also got to be a leader on your team. The younger guys are kind of watching how you move around campus to kind of decide what they're going to do. So, of course, it's definitely difficult to try to uphold both of those standards at a university like Vanderbilt. But it was something that just had to be done. There was no really any way around it. So, you do what you got to do, and you're still hyper focused on the season, and you're so excited. You don't want anything to go wrong or to be doing dawn patrol right before a first game. So you do what you're supposed to do.
Dawn patrol. Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm curious, CJ, Barry and I were talking about this just a moment ago. You were an offensive player in the SEC. There was a report yesterday that at Auburn, the play calling to me is going to be a little unusual. One coach is going to call first downs, the other one's going to call third downs, but the head coach has the ability to override whatever they call. Is that unusual? Does that happen a lot in big time college football? To me, it seems like it could be a little confusing.
You know what? Yes and no. I don't know about on game day there being more than one person talking through a mic or whatever it may be, actually calling the play.
Right.
But at times you will have, an offensive coordinator, but then you also have a passing game coordinator and a run game coordinator, those who specify or they're experts in that particular part of the offense. But usually you kind of have one guy, one band, one sound kind of thing. But I think it is unusual if they're just taking turns on whichever down it is. I don't know that I've heard that before. But usually a pass game coordinator is the one that's kind of watching the tape during the week, kind of organizing what our pass attack's going to look like that week, and then the run game doing the same, specific toward how we're going to play against this ball club running the ball. So I would say that's unusual. I never experienced it, but I've been out of the game for a little while, maybe others are doing it now.
The other big news over the last several days, Alabama made it official. Ty Simpson is the starting quarterback. I remember reading about the oath doctors take, physicians take. The number one rule is to do no harm. I think that's why Ty Simpson got that job. The number one rule for him at quarterback at Alabama is do no harm. I mean, did any of that surprise you?
No, it doesn't. I think we spoke about this before, maybe a couple shows ago. A lot of those guys that were kind of leading coming out of spring and summer, it would be very difficult for them to lose a job because you just don't want to shake up the locker room this close to the season. So if he's doing his part and he's at a point where he knows how to manage the offense, and he's to a point where he's kind of lowering his turnover total, you kind of have to roll with him because I think the guys are already behind him. So it makes sense to me. His biggest job right now is to distribute the ball in a very safe way and let his athletes do the rest. And when Alabama's been successful in the past, you've had your Bryce Youngs of the world, someone who's elite when it comes to passing the ball. But a lot of the times you've got guys that just manage the game extremely well and they let their athletes take over and be top athletes in the country.
Excuse me if we've asked this question over the last couple of weeks, as I know we've talked a lot about it here on the program, and maybe I haven't asked it, maybe Barry has. Have you seen the Netflix series that featured Vanderbilt? I saw it, and I think it's since we last spoke here on the program is when I viewed it, maybe last Thursday or whatnot. Anyway, I was very impressed with what I saw out of Clark Lee in that segment. I mean, I saw a side of him. I went, whoa, wow. Man, they're getting it going on there at Nashville. Diego Pavia, I mean, that's kind of what I expected. Have you seen it? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I have seen it, and it makes a lot of sense, especially coming from the Clark Lee perspective, with him being a Nashville guy, Vanderbilt being his alma mater, and him just being a former player. The intensity that he coaches with, you can see it kind of bleeding over into the team. And that's what a university like Vanderbilt needs. You got to have somebody that is different than the others, not just kind of the normal laid back coach. You need someone that can put a fire under the guys because they do have to play above. They have to play at a supernatural level in order to win games. And so you need someone like him. And funny enough, I've known Barton, who's the general manager there, for a very long time. And at no point did I know that him and Clark Lee were classmates in 7th grade or whatever it was. But Barton recruited me when he was at whatever the website was called.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's his background.
Or whatever.
It's one of those. Yeah.
One of those, yeah. He was at one of those sites, recruiting sites, and I used to text with Barton as a high schooler, so just to see him get some love and recognition, I thought was super cool.
That is good for sure. It's getting to be that vibe. We're looking forward to it. A lot of schools did not opt into doing that and to being a part of it. Alabama's one. Texas is another, and I kind of get Texas. They're preseason number 1 in the AP poll. It's curious to know they're the first ever preseason number 1 AP team to be an underdog in their very first game. They're an underdog going to Ohio State. So I know they don't want to let anything out on this Netflix stuff. But also, I bet they're really trying to tamp down the expectations on Arch Manning. CJ, you look at him right now. You look at the Heisman odds. The guy's thrown less than 100 passes in his college career, and he's got better odds than anybody to win the Heisman Trophy. Seems overblown to me. What about you?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are trying to manage what's coming in and what's coming out for Arch's sake. And I think they're doing a good job of it. They're still bringing folks in. I think they did a special on ESPN where they walk around the campus or something like that. With Sarkisian. So they're still putting a light on the university without, it totally being on Arch and adding more pressure to what he's got going on. It's already a media, it's already a big deal in the media for him, just being a Manning. But, I think the hype is worth it in the sense that he is a Manning, right? And they haven't missed yet, right? So what history tells us that he's going to be good one day too. But I love how he responds to the media and how he is very humble about it and says, I've got to work for this kind of hype and I want to prove that I'm worthy of the last name. And so I do believe that Arch is going to play well, but it's very difficult, to go to the Horseshoe first game of the season, and then it's a noon game, which is very odd, for a game of that magnitude to be that early. You got to start your day pretty early. A lot of times 11 o'clock start for SEC guys, you're still kind of waking up in the first quarter, and you don't have time to be waking up against Ohio State. You got to get going, or you'll lose that game pretty handedly. They've got some really good players over there, especially on the defensive side, like Caleb Downs. So I wish that game was a little bit later, but I'm still excited to watch it.
Obviously, we all love college football. There's been a lot of changes. In 2025, CJ, what about college football do you not like?
I'll stick with my portal issue. I think the portal is something that just has to be figured out. I think the rest of it, I'm okay with the evolution of the game. That it's going to happen. I'm sure when people watched me play, they thought it was a lot different from when they played. But because a lot of times they say it wasn't as physical when I played back compared to the older generation. But the game evolves, and I understand that. But the portal is one thing that I think just has to be shut down at some point. There has to be some contractual obligation with the player and the university. And if the player wants to get out of that contract, maybe money has to be sent back to the university, or if the university kicks the player out, maybe they have to do like they do with the coaches and kind of give them their money that they signed on the contract and let them go about their way. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. Matter of fact, I talked with Coach Tommy Tuberville this weekend, and he said the same thing. That's the number one priority is the portal. We've got to get folks committed, teach them what loyalty looks like and perseverance looks like. And right now we're not doing that. So
I've got a question about an opinion about it's not an issue in college football. Just speaking off the cuff, will Bill Belichick work at North Carolina? Will his approach? Do you think that's the coming wave? That's what there's a lot of schools doing that type of thing. Do you think specific to Chapel Hill that has a chance of being really successful or no?
I do. I really do. I think as long as he can continue to recruit and he can recruit a quarterback, I think he's got a real shot because college football has become the pros. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference to it right this second. And at the end of the day, when it comes to discipline and being prepared, you're not going to find anybody better than Bill Belichick. And if in your head, if your idea is to play in the NFL, this guy's going to make you the most prepared for that. He's got the most contacts for that, right? So you have your best opportunity to go to the NFL, especially if you're kind of a tweener guy. You may not be a 5-star, but if you're a 3 or 4-star guy and you want to be developed by Bill Belichick, you work hard, you play hard, he may have an opportunity for you at the next level. So I don't see why it wouldn't work.
I just wonder how long he's going to be there. Is this a 6-7 year commitment or a 2 or 3 year commitment?
Yeah, and I heard rumors that he may be doing this to help set his son up too as well to get a head coaching job, and so I don't know what his master plan is, but I think in order to see real results, he may need 2 or 3 years, maybe 4, to be a playoff team at North Carolina.
I'll tell you one thing, we sure hadn't heard a lot out of his girlfriend over the last 8 weeks. Yeah.
After that one video where she got caught shutting down questions, it's been real quiet.
Yeah. They tell you, whatever she's doing, the thumbs down on this, don't it? That type of thing. 70 new players on that team.
Yeah, wow.
That type of thing is not going to be a one-off. As a matter of fact, it's happening elsewhere. 70 players on the North Carolina team that weren't there last year. I can probably name 3 or 4 other programs where it's that way. To your point about the transfer portal, this is a new world, CJ.
It's a new world. I'm glad I'm not in that world.
I'm curious, and there again, people don't pay a lot of attention to it, but I have a little bit, so has Barry. The NFL preseason, is there any rookie that is, kind of caught your eye in the early preseason schedule of the NFL?
There's been a couple of guys. Travion Henderson, I believe, from Ohio State. He's New England Patriots. I mean, he's got a different level of speed. I don't know that I've seen some speed like that in a long time. He has really stood out. The kid from Colorado, that's the man. I'm going blank on his name, but he plays with the Baltimore Ravens now. He had an impressive 2 punt returns for the Baltimore Ravens. It looks like he's going to make that team as well. But this rookie class seems to be doing pretty well. Jackson Dart had a couple touchdowns, and
he did.
Tyler Shaw had one as well. I think Spencer Rattler's going to end up winning that battle. And Jackson Dart will probably end up playing around week 6 or something. Let Russell take it for now. But those are the ones that jump out to me. Of course, Shedeur is the one that's in the news the most, and I thought he was impressive in his first debut. But it's hard to tell what they're doing in Cleveland, to be honest with you. Their second depth chart, he was still at 4, and everything you read about him, it seems like he's impressive at practice, but he's just not getting the necessary reps. So the kind of reps he's getting, it doesn't look like he's going to make the team. So just based on my experience, but this may be a different situation.
I think the guy that you were talking about Colorado with the punt return, so I think it may have been LaJohntay Webster.
Yes,
I remember the first one. I missed the second one. I didn't realize that.
So he didn't score on. He scored on one, but the other one was just an impressive run. But I was impressed with what I saw. I said, it makes sense. He was coached by Coach Deion Sanders, being a good punt returner. So
and I tell you, a guy that had a pretty good start, Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, had a pretty good opening week as well. And I got to give him some love, even though I was beating up on him all the last 2 years. Jalen Milroe played the entire second half for the Seahawks. I think he was 6 out of 10.
Yep.
70 yards rushing in their win. So I was on him big time, CJ, at Alabama. But it looks like he might prove me wrong in the NFL. We'll see.
Well, and I watched a couple of I watched a lot of that game, a few of his reps, and I think he was efficient. I think he ran the offense well. He didn't make any throws that were dangerous throws, if that makes sense. They're getting him out of the pocket, having him on the run, doing a lot of quick action from the pocket. And I think that's great, but a lot of what he's doing is on the run, on the move. And he's an incredible athlete. If he wasn't playing quarterback, I believe you could stick him at safety and he'd be just fine, right? And so and I think there were moments when he was at Alabama, he did exactly what we saw him do in that preseason game. It's just a matter of consistency for him. And so if he can continue to line up and stack good days, I think he'll be just fine. But for now, Sam Darnold's a good player. Sam Darnold almost got the Vikings to a number 1 seed last year in the NFC. So he's not backing up a scrub. This guy can really throw it, really sling it.
I love talking football. CJ Duncan, as always, we appreciate the time very much. Look forward to next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you, as always. Great segment each and every week with CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, and, man, some great stuff. As we were wrapping up with him, it just hit me. I'll ask him next week. What'd you think about Spencer Rattler? Ooh.
Well, he did say he thinks that he won the job. He did mention that.
Can I use one of my mispatented lines?
Is that the good news or the bad news? Yeah. It may be just the least bad.
Yeah.
Who's the less worst? That kind of a thing. So yeah, when we come back, our Phantoms Daily Dog. Have we mentioned what the Phantom did yesterday? I guess not.
We've been so busy, Barry. We just hadn't gotten around. Well, we can just overlook it if you want to.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's Longshore. Also, our Moneyline magician, Josh Harris, joins us as well. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs. About 21 minutes past the hour here on Longshore and McKnight. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Something about algorithms, that's what they say it helps. I'm not sure what an algorithm is. It sounds like a back sprain or something. But
when they told him that, John says,
like that.
Yeah, algorithms. Well, absolutely. If it's algorithms, we definitely.
I mean, it's
help
kind of
those
like in Fletch. It's all ball bearings these days.
Exactly
I mean,
right.
so it's like cachet and panache.
That's right.
It's a good sounding word, so we like it. So please do that. Tell your friends. Of course, you can check us out at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Video content, great write-up about the show each and every day. Great folks there at Yellowhammer News for all of your news, politics, lifestyle, sports. Yellowhammernews.com is where you need to go. We're also on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. They're there. So people listen to us. They watch us. And had somebody the other day, Barry, mentioned something that you turned me on to about 6-8 weeks ago. The number of people that view us on the Yellowhammer Facebook page is amazing. So really appreciate everybody going there and checking us out.
Yeah, and remember on the Facebook on Facebook you can watch us live on the Yellowhammer News account. That's how you find it. That's how you turn your friends onto it. Is just go to Facebook, Yellowhammer News. You should be following it or friending it anyway because they got great stuff in there. But that's how you watch Longshore and McKnight, and the numbers are really, really good. Really good.
Really appreciate that.
Sometimes I think the numbers are even better. People share it even better when the Phantom is on a cold streak. I think sometimes hey, Phantom didn't get a winner. Boy, this so-and-so and such really screwed him over. Oh, man, I got to watch that. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
People, it's like train wrecks. People like to see them for some reason. But that's not the case today, Barry. It is not the case. As we look back at what our selection was for yesterday's Daily Dog, it was a game that took place in Houston last night. Once again, I don't know why they put hits and errors, because Boston had more errors than Houston did. Houston had 9 hits. You think, wow, 9 hits. Must have been a good night for the Astros.
Nope.
Not so fast, my friend. After 2 scoreless innings, the Red Sox got on the board in the top of the 3rd, but Barry was the top of the 6th. It blew this game wide open.
5 runs in the 6th. It was 14-0 Boston at Houston.
Yeah.
Into the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
There was nobody left in the stands. Houston scratches out a run. Not very often that you see somebody with 9 hits scoring 1 run. I do remember one game I called in the SEC baseball tournament in the Superdome one year, way back when. Florida had a right-hander who threw a 12-hit shutout against Auburn. I've never seen that before or since, anything close. 9 hits and only 1 run? Not easy to do.
I mean, Boston has 3 errors in the game and still wins by 13 runs, scoring 2 touchdowns, if you will. Yeah, Barry, even though it was a Tuesday night, if this game would have been on a Friday and we're rolling into the 8th inning and we put 4 on the board, we're getting the big ice ball out and getting some 18-year-old scotch and sipping on it. I mean, the game ain't even over yet, but it's over, if you know what I mean. So that was a good one. 14-1 was the final. Phantom gets a winner last night. So we're going to tonight. And, Barry, I think this one's going to surprise you a little bit.
I'm looking. What could it possibly be?
I don't think you're going to see this one coming. So I might have to, I don't want to say I got to sell it a little bit, but here's where we're going.
Okay.
There are 3 games that start at 1:10 today. 3 games.
First 3 games. There's also one at 1:15, but the first 3 games of the day all begin at 10 minutes after 1 o'clock.
That's exactly right. And one of the games features a team that is leading their division.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are leading their division by 5.5 games over the second place team at the moment.
Right.
They are leading by 24.5 games against the team that's at the bottom of that division.
Wah, wah, wah.
By close check, only one other team, I believe, has a worse record than they do. The Colorado Rockies, if I'm not mistaken. I'm taking a quick scan. Anybody else only won 44 games? Nope. I think, I think it's just the Rockies. So Barry, this was gonna surprise you. We are going with the home team here today.
You're going to the south side of Chicago in the baddest part of town?
You better believe it. We are taking, and tickets as low as $14, but not the lowest ticket price on the board, I see.
Yeah, parking is more expensive than tickets to a White Sox game. Heck, only reason why you have to pay so much for parking is because you get in one of those security lots so you can come out at Comiskey Park and you still have your rims. You still have your hubcaps.
Sounds like the days at Legion Field. So, Barry, we are going south side of Chicago, 1:10, where the White Sox are just a slight underdog at plus 104.
Against the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Given the fact that Detroit is leading the division, they're having a very good year. They're 17 games over 500, and they will not be intimidated by the atmosphere in South Chicago because, my gosh, they live in Detroit.
True.
They know better. So.
But, Barry, to me, the White Sox should be like plus 210.
Uh-huh.
Only plus 104? Something ain't right here.
You.
Something smells on the south side of Chicago at 110 today.
Even when it isn't baseball season.
Yeah. So, there again, got to admit, don't know a lot about these pitchers, which you should because that's really who you're betting on. But not me. I'm going with, here it says undecided versus Shane Smith.
Yeah, they have not even named a starter as of this morning for the Tigers.
I'm looking on one site, a guy named Melton, a right-hander for the Tigers, Detroit Tigers.
Maybe, but, heck, it's 4 hours until game time, for God's sake.
Come on.
Give us somebody. But
I really like my chances if undecided steps up on the mound today.
So we're going with only the Phantom would go with the White Sox in the Daily Dog. They're so bad. They're terrible.
Well, it's like football. Whoa, time out. You've got Southwest Missouri State catching 28.5 against Arkansas? Yeah, heck yeah, I do. You kidding me? Why not? Same thing here. White Sox plus 104 at home. Something smells about this game.
Yeah.
Detroit's not taking it seriously, Barry. They pitcher, whoever, just go out there.
They're drawing straws. They're flipping coins and everything.
Yeah.
They're flipping coins to find out who the pitcher is, and right outside Comiskey, they got the World Series of Dice going on in some alley out there. It's not good. It's bad. Tomorrow on the Phantoms Daily Dog, you might think that would go NFL, but there is no preseason NFL games tomorrow night.
Hey. As long as the Phantom's riding high in MLB,
he's fine. That's like a tasty wave, a cool buzz.
That's true.
Yeah.
If I see something in a WNBA game, I might throw it out there. You never know.
But somebody would have to walk up there and give him a card with burning on the edge with big Sharpie on a card in order for him to see something in the WNBA game, because he ain't looking for it.
No. I'm trying to think, what do I know more about? Major League Baseball or the WNBA? Huh.
Yeah.
You're going to think about that one. Well, anyway, exhibition football, that will be coming back preseason. And you never know, we might be dabbling into that later into the week. That question was posed to our next guest last week about exhibition football preseason. Do you bet on that?
Maybe the dumbest question I've ever asked anybody. Josh Harris looked at me as though like I had a horn growing out of the middle of my forehead. Yeah. Well, he is next. Our Moneyline magician, Josh Harris, will join us when Longshore and McKnight returns in association with Yellowhammer News presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Let's see if we can throw this up there. To put this here.
There we go.
I think we can do this. Okay. We've got that. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Let's see if we can throw. There we go. We'll work with this. Josh Harris, our Moneyline magician. Josh, how we doing today?
Doing pretty well.
Are we team Ty Simpson now? I mean, is the coronation already begun? The national championship, all that remains left for Alabama is to determine the final score, or do you still have reservations about him being the starting quarterback?
He's still here, and he's still battling it out. And let's get behind him. Let's give him a shot. If he's the guy, let's do it. I feel we had 3 good choices, and there was a battle at quarterback. And if we made the decision that Ty Simpson's the guy and he won it out and he's looking good based on everything we see, let's go with him. We had 3. It's not like we had a bad option. So I'm confident. Not that that's a super confident answer, but
I don't think it was a big surprise. I think most Bama supporters believe Ty Simpson would be the guy. I mean, you kind of heard hints about it through spring and throughout the summer. If they played tomorrow, he'd be your guy. So I think people are excited about it. I think what's going to be interesting, Josh, is after the game down in Tallahassee, a couple of games in which you would think you would get to see some other players, other quarterbacks. I expect to see Austin Mack against La Mo. Maybe Wisconsin, maybe not. Somebody asked me about Keelan Russell. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him take a snap all season, even though he's getting a lot of accolades, a lot of hype, incredible athletic ability. What do you say?
I agree. We have plenty of other playmakers, and I'll be interested to see what happens with where Ryan Williams plays this year. Right? He's going to be catching the ball. Does he line up at quarterback? Does he in the backfield more? Like he is a premier talent, and he deleted social media, which is in today's day and age, that's pretty dang rare, right? So he's
David Palmer, part 2, Ryan Williams.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is he wearing number 2? Is the deuce loose again?
I think whoever we have at quarterback, I still think the offense revolves around Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
And then after seeing Jam with those pictures with Mark Ingram,
get
the guy the ball, man. Good Lord. He looks like Derrick Henry. He's huge.
I'm going to see if I can get this picture to Gurn Jr. and he can pop it up on the screen. Somebody sent me this
Oh,
yesterday.
my gosh. Let's not get totally fanboy here. I don't care how much work he has done in the weight room. You put him on a screen next to Josh Harris, and he's bound to not fare well in that comparison. You know?
Right. That's right.
I do think this little voice inside the back of my head says, all right, Josh is all in on Ty Simpson. You know, says let's support him. Let's get on board with him. You and I have both probably can tell anecdotal evidence about some construction worker doing some work on a road on Hackberry Lane, and they've got a lane stoppage, and people are griping about, hey, why is this lane? Why is this such a traffic jam? And that guy's going to blame it on Jalen Milroe. I mean, there's somebody that's got hemorrhoids in Tuscaloosa. Everything about last couple of years is blamed on Jalen Milroe.
You know how much preparation I had to buy the last 2 seasons because of number 4?
Fault.
Yeah. Like there's your boy right there, Josh. Look at the arms on this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck trying to get the ball out of his arms.
No
fumble jam. Look, he is holding that ball. Good Lord.
No fumble jam. I like that.
Looks like Tarzan. You know, you never know.
Yeah, I love it.
You never know.
Yeah. Milroe did as much crap as everybody's giving him. He looked good in that game in the preseason game.
He did.
He threw the ball well. He had his checkdowns well. He had a nice 27-yard run. He was just as athletic and as big of a problem in the NFL with his legs as he was in college. So as the quote goes, if he can figure out how to play quarterback, he's going to be real good.
That quote has been, yeah.
Did they put him in the Taysom Hill role, kind of like the Saints do? I could see him maybe doing something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe so.
Good.
We'll see.
Do you still adhere now that we are almost done with preseason camp? I refuse to call it fall camp because it's 90-something degrees. Now that we're getting to the end of preseason camp, are you still firm in your belief that Auburn's going to be pretty good this year? Have you had anything that has dissuaded you from saying they're going to be all right?
I don't know if I said I hope they're going to be all right, and they could be all right.
Okay,
they could be good, and it's a ticking time bomb. But no, I mean I know. I mean, I think they're still gonna. We'll see how it goes. I'm not buying into that they're going to be bad again. It's just not going to happen. So I just think it's too long. I think it's too long. So I think they're going to be all right.
If they can just avoid, they don't need any more off the field issues, if you know what I mean. If they can avoid the off the field issues, that's a distraction. Don't need any of that. But I'm with you. I do expect Auburn. I mean, I've said I'm thinking they could be as good as 9-3. I've said 8-4. I'm kind of leaning more to 9-3. I can't figure out the play calling. Barry and I were talking about this earlier today. They got one coach calling first downs. One of them's calling third downs. I don't know what coach is calling second down. Freeze has got the authority to override, which you would make sense. He's the head coach. I don't get it. To me, that's a little confusing, but if that's how they can do it, they can win that way, go for it.
I would like to see, I would like to hear what they're excited about, though. Like, what are the Auburn fans, what are they excited about right now? You don't hear from my friends that are Auburn fans, there's just not a lot of excitement other than the fact that it's football. So what are they? I mean, are they excited about Jackson Arnold? Are they thinking Hugh Freeze is going to suddenly be a your coach again? Like, what is there to be excited about?
The freshman quarterback. You know, the freshman left-handed kid. Yeah.
The Deuce.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's back up to Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
So,
who allegedly threw 4 interceptions last weekend. But that's just what I heard. Who knows?
Dude, John has this NORAD-like cell phone. I mean, that thing must have like 50 terabytes for all of the info he gets on Auburn practice. It's unbelievable. He's like the Alf Van Hoos of the cell phone industry.
And I will, to change the subject a little bit, I will I'm officially off the Braves.
Oh, good.
Wait a minute.
I have been telling people. John has been trying to lure them in again. I said, guys, you need to give up. Just go ahead and give up on the Braves. How awful did Spencer Strider look yesterday?
They're I mean, we're the 4th worst team in the MLB. We're just not seeming to make any improvements.
No.
I don't even watch anymore. I just get the updates on my phone that we got an L. It's awful.
You know, Barry, speaking of hits, the Braves gave up more hits than any team in baseball yesterday. Woo. 16. Mets scratched 13 runs across the plate to the Braves 5. Josh, I will tell you, that's the first mention of the Atlanta Braves on this show today from you. We have not even talked about them yet.
Well, there's not much to talk about other than it's over, and it's been a sad season, and it's time for some change.
You know, your statement checks out. I'm doing that because it caught me by surprise. They are the 4th worst team in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they're horrendous.
It's like the good old days.
Holy smokes! How did that escape, John?
The old light blue uniforms with the lowercase a on the hat. Oh,
I mean, it's like Major League, the movie. These guys are awful.
Yeah,
they're the bad news bears. They're the Major League 2 before they were good.
So wait a minute, John. You're telling me that there's a female owner sitting up in a box hoping that they lose every game?
No, but there's a couple of Asian workers on the, and they said they still stink. So, yeah.
You got Pedro Serrano. You know, he's Ozuna for the Braves could be him, right?
Yeah.
Pedro Serrano. Yes. Yeah. Bats for hats. Hats for bats.
Here's my deal, Josh, and Barry just shakes his head and rolls his eyes.
As usual.
I'm detecting a little bit too much giddiness out of the Bama Nation. Whether I'm reading message boards or I'm talking to the fellas or reading stuff from beat writers that are there every day, I'm just sensing a little bit too much giddiness about this team coming off a 9-4 season with 2 embarrassing road losses. I know they've tried to get all that behind them, cleaned it up, but I've got to see it with my own eyes to believe it. And I'm looking forward to Tallahassee on Labor Day weekend to see if what I'm hearing is really true.
Right. And it's a big watching. I follow a lot of the NFL players and the backups and the quarterback races because I collect these sports cards, right? So you want to get the guys that are, buy them low, sell them high with the cards. So you also see, like Sam Howell's a perfect example. That guy has been butchered in practice. Everything you hear about him is awful. Then he comes out in the preseason game and lights it up, right? So let's see. It's practice tells you very little in my mind. As long it can tell you when something's not right. But I think you're right though. If practice is going good, that doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna go and get you some wins, right? You got to put it on the field so we can get hype. I think they've done, like we talked about, they've done a good job of getting us excited, but you didn't have to bring up all those. I mean, we have forgot about them. I forgot about them until someone brings them up, which is everyone's favorite thing to do, but it's in the past. That was his first year. Let's get it out. He needed to get his feet. He needed to stand on his own, and I'm still confident, but you're right. We got to see it on the field.
Yep. Words of the wolf, John.
Yes.
Words of the wolf.
Yeah, words of the wolf. And after Auburn as Chris the Bammer says, after Auburn goes out to Waco and beats Baylor, those Auburn fans will be excited, Josh. You know it. You'll see the tiger tails coming out of the trunk, the flags on the cars. They'll be back. Don't you worry.
That's good. That's good. They just need a win.
Yeah. They need a winning,
though, Red Panda would be pretty exciting if they could get them. I think that if they need some excitement and they don't win, Red Panda.
What they needed was a little love in the AP Top 25 poll that came out. It's the 5th straight year that Auburn has not been a Top 25 team preseason in the AP poll. They could get excited about that, but that didn't go their way. I'm not even sure they were all that close. Josh Harris, Moneyline Magician, always good to visit with you. Thanks for the time and for all the insights. It's appreciated, man. Thanks very much.
Good to see y'all.
You too, buddy. Thank you. We'll talk next week. Josh Harris joining us. Always insightful, entertaining. Enjoy that. I will say this, Barry, as I mentioned to Brian Matthews yesterday, Auburn will finish the season in the top 25.
I like it. And I think it could happen. Brian Matthews said it. I subscribe to it as well. Why not be on the support train early? Why not enjoy it from the top of the gravy train instead of otherwise? While he's been on the air, or just a little bit before he's been on the air, this news coming in: the University of Kansas,
the Jayhawks,
has received a gift. The name of their stadium, which is newly renovated, it looks terrific, is David Booth Stadium.
David Booth.
He's a donor, Kansas, a Lawrence native, Kansas grad. He gave a bunch of money early, and they refurbished the stadium. Well, as of today, Kansas has announced that he has given an additional $300 million to Kansas athletics. Largest in school history, among the largest single gifts in the history of college athletics. Watch out, Kansas may be coming. They may be the next big thing.
Where did this guy make his money?
He inaugurated, developed, founded global investment firm Dimensional Fund Advisors.
Wow.
The corporation is called Dimensional Fund Advisors. He is a billionaire, and you have to be able to give $300 million.
No kidding.
But watch out, Kansas. Their football team is better. They've got a good coach. Their football stadium used to be an embarrassment. They have just redone it. It'll get open this year, and it is a palace. Now they got $300 million extra dollars for them to. What was it that we had on earlier? Was it 2 days ago when we had Gordy Rush?
Yep.
And he said, well, we bought some players at LSU, and they did. Look for Kansas to be spending some money on players in the near future.
Bear, I think it was several years ago. We were discussing a game that I'd seen on, I don't know, one of these FS1 type deals, whatever. And it was Kansas playing, I forgot who they were playing. And it wasn't the COVID year either. I mean, it was embarrassing, the empty seats at this game. I mean, I'm telling you, there might have been, it looked like 300 people were at the game. And I know Kansas has struggled, and football hadn't, normally annually been a big deal out there. It looks like it's about to become one.
Yep.
But to think that program has gone this far where they're getting $300 million, renovated stadium, all the bells and whistles, because I can just clearly remember looking at that game on TV going, they do not need to show the stands. The camera needs to stay directly on the field. This is not a good look.
That is not easy to do. As somebody who's been in television, trying to find, if you look over there in not the student section, over there, look over there. Yeah. There's 8 people. You see that group of 8 people over there? Yeah. Get them.
Uh-huh. I think they got in on a free, you bought 8 crystals, you got in the game free.
Last year, they got off to a terrible start. But the year before, they were hot. The year before, I want to say they had College Game Day there because they had Rob Riggle as their guest picker. So
who was that coach they had years ago that Coach Dye said something about a canoe paddle or an axe handle or something?
No, Charlie Weiss. Double axe handles. He's talking about his rear end. When we come back, Gurn Jr. with the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. Or how about this for a programming idea? Because this evidently brought a lot of energy to the program. Can we just show the picture of Jam Miller for the next 10 minutes or so? That'll get some people.
Man, the guy's cut. He has been hitting the weight room hard.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, we got about 8 minutes to the top of the hour. I see the Victoryland 777 topic wheel is loaded. I mean, I see a color I hadn't seen in a while, Barry. That means we must have more topics today to talk about.
We go black.
Yes.
On this. We got 6. Let's go. Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner. 2.
Does this have something to do with the White Sox? Come on.
Bad gamble.
We'll see.
What can this be?
See.
Bad gamble.
I've been accused of doing that before.
Go ahead and allow the ads. Oh, yeah. This is.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask CJ about that, but we ran out of time. John Mateer last year had a fantastic year as a quarterback at Washington State. Despite only having like one offer coming out of high school, he threw for 3,300 yards, ran for about 800. Well, he's transferred to Oklahoma, and word has gotten out about maybe some gambling from a couple of years ago on his Venmo. John's a big Venmo guy.
Yeah.
No, mostly John's Venmos are outgoing rather than income.
Ain't no doubt about that.
So on his Venmo account back in 2022, he was transferring money with his friends, and he says that some of that money, you don't have to put, but you can put a topic on the top, for pizza or paying you back for the shoes or something like that. You can put that on there. He and his buddies would goof around and say, paying off that bet or something like that, which was a bad thing to do while he was a freshman. Well, now some of those screenshots have come up from some enterprising somebody, probably from Oklahoma State or Texas, that he had that at. He said, no, I've never bet on anything in my life. I was just kidding around with my buddies. I would put something like that. It would be for beer or something like that. And I would put to pay the bookie or something like that. Pretty funny, but a really dumb thing to do if you're.
So Barry, why do people when they Venmo? Some people I noticed just let the whole world know who they paid.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I don't, you know, or they'll put like, if you Venmo your man, don't say Venmoing my man. No, number one, it's illegal in the state of Alabama.
That's true. Good
and number
point.
two, if there's a paper trail or an electronic trail that you're paying your man's going to have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, I don't
you
get
don't
it.
want that.
You know, Betty.
Just say, for your man, just say thanks.
Yeah.
Or appreciate that.
You'll see that Betty paid Sue $40 for a haircut. Does the world need to know that? I don't get it.
It's weird.
My transactions, I hope, are private. To my knowledge, they still are. Okay.
Check real quick. Yeah.
Okay. Let's spin it again. Wow. Yeah, we got to go. Spin it again. Let's see what we got. The color wheel. It's the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel, where you can be a winner too.
Another and another. Thank you, sir. May I have another and another? What could this be? Pete Alonso, former Florida Gator.
Boop.
2-homer game.
Yeah.
In the absolute abomination that was the Braves pitching staff last night. This home run makes him the all-time leader in homers in Mets history. He passed Darryl Strawberry. This is how bad it got. Hit another one. It was terrible. The Braves are awful.
Man, that's part of those 16 hits, I guess.
He ain't the polar bear himself. He ain't been in the league but maybe like 10 years, 253 in his career. He's now the Mets all-time home run leader. Thanks. Big hat tip goes to Spencer Strider for throwing a couple of gopher balls, making it easy on him. Braves are terrible.
Man, right. Josh Harris down on the Braves. Done with them, man. They
done. Needs to be.
Jumping ship. Okay. Yep. 4 more to go. Let's see what we can do. Spin away on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. What is happening?
All right. Here we go.
And it's spinning away. Blue, green, yellow, red. Where will it end? Excruciating.
Excruciating.
You had mentioned hemorrhoids earlier today, Barry.
Yes. Attempting an eagle.
Yeah. Okay. So he's on the green. He's got an eagle putt.
Okay. Yeah. Eagles one. First time in his life.
Yeah.
That's left-handed and uses the belly putter. Two major no-nos.
That's a bad sign.
What?
Ooh. Too bad.
I mean, you can actually hear the yip.
That's a nice 4 you made there, buddy.
Are you doing?
What are you doing?
He didn't even take the flag out. He thought he had. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
come on. No. Come on. It's good. You're close enough. That's in the leather.
Evidently not.
Yeah.
Evidently
come on. Give it a little something.
Here we go. All right. Well,
3 more to go. Let's spin away and see what we got. Red. No green. Whoa, look at that. Red,
that's the first time we've not had green.
Blue. Red, yellow, and blue is left. Let's spin it. Victoryland 777 open 24/7, 365. Triple. Oh, I love a triple play. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. This is what it is. This was smooth, too. Watch this. Otani, the first and second, nobody out. Watch the second baseman, Zach Neto, for the Angels. Boom. Catches it, steps on the bag, doubles him off. Easy play back to first. I mean, that's as smooth as it gets. That is a triple play, and it wasn't even really that hard. I mean, he's playing catch, double, triple. Right there.
Man, impressive against the Dodgers. That's my
it was against his former team, so they got a little from that. That's a good one. Good get.
How many triple plays? Just guessing, not looking. How many triple plays happen in a season?
1, maybe. I think there were 2 this year. There's only an unassisted triple play is the rarest thing in baseball, where you make a catch, double one guy off, and tag the guy coming to second base. That's only happened in the World Series one time ever, and that was back in 1920. It's very rare.
Very rare. Like my steaks. Yes. Okay, 2 more to go. Red and blue. I don't know what happened to green today, but he got the blue early.
Red and blue.
All right, let's see what we got here.
America.
And it's going to be, speaking of Kansas, Barry, it looks like their uniforms.
Can't believe it.
I cannot believe it.
I can't.
Just kick 6. What are we doing here?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw this. One-handed. He tries to call time. Boop.
It's a fair
It's
ball.
a fair
One goes
ball.
in front of
Here
Pino
comes
Complete
the
at
run
first. He's safe
scoring.
at first, and Springle comes in a score.
How about that? This was minor league
Bronco
ball.
swung with one hand, put the ball.
Yeah, call timeout, timeout. No, all right. I'll double down the line. Watch.
One hand.
Hey, time. Whoa. All right. How bad does that make the pitcher seem? The pitcher probably took a little something off because he thought he was going to call time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's right down the middle.
I'm going to say that batter's played wiffle ball before because I've hit a lot of wiffle balls one-handed.
Who hasn't? All right, one more?
One more. Let's spin it to make it official to close out the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel.
Yeah.
And we got to spin it to make it official.
Major extension. That's what John wants on his follow-through. Yeah.
I was thinking of something else. But anyway, okay, what do we got?
Oh, James Cook, former Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah.
4-year contract extension. He's a good back. I don't know why, but they have him rated as a lower NFL top 100 player than Dak Prescott. But he's in the Pro Bowl. 4-year, $48 million, 30 million guaranteed. He had been holding out.
Yes.
There's going to be more emphasis on the running back because Saquon Barkley got paid.
Why not?
This guy's getting paid. Maybe the running back is coming back in vogue in the NFL.
It'd be nice to see, man, those days of, Sweetness and Billy Sims and Harry Sanders and some of those guys.
Yeah,
man.
Gerald Riggs.
Oh, man.
Falcons, that was great.
Man,
those
it's awesome.
Great years. Yeah.
All right, Barry, tomorrow, Jason Caldwell, Auburn Undercover, will join us at the bottom of the first hour. The Tighter Insider, Rodney Orr, get his thoughts about the scrimmage and the announcement of Ty Simpson as the starter.
I wouldn't call it an announcement. It's a coronation.
Coronation.
It's, I mean, you're going to have little on the opening series. You're going to have little girls sprinkling rose petals from the sideline to the huddle. For goodness' sake,
that'll be brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. We'll also continue our tour of the SEC. Not real sure who's going to join us tomorrow, but somebody will.
Yep.
And we'll let you know.
We'll also have Jason Caldwell, auburnundercover.com. Will join us as well. Thanks very much.
And I will say this, if you want to know what the show's going to be about the next day, just check out Instagram because we post it. So that'll be the first
on Twitter as
way.
well.
Yeah, you'll know who our guest of the SEC is tomorrow.
Well, today we've had Phil Kornblut from the South Carolina Radio Network, C.J. Duncan, Josh Harris. Thanks to them. Thanks to our producer, Gurn Jr. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.